Red. Knockback. It's west. Wide angle was the other one. Wide angle, so out. Everyone out. Lost relative. Left, right. Chainsaw. Five, four, three, two, one. Look out. Donuts. Everyone reset your panels. Alright, tanks scooch over. Reset your panels. Right place over. Perfect. Spread out. One in for mitigation. Rotating the boss. Thanks, things. spread. Spread out. Seaside safe.
Ooh.
Yeah, okay.
Knock back. Tanks.
Ah, damn it.
I'll light the next tank mechanic. Alright, it's 1-3 east-west. Alright, get to the BC side. And spread out. I'm taking this by myself. House phase part 2. At 5, 4, 3, get ready to look away. Oh, can't kill me. Alright, reset your panels. Alright, tank switch over.
I'm dead.
Reset. Head this over. Stack with your buddies. That was at least fast.
Still counts as a one shot.
Which counts as a one shot. Eaten basically everything except for earrings.
I also could have waited longer to move over too. So there are things that happen that are inevitable, and there are things that just happen. Tam also had the option of killing me and saving himself. Though that's a gamble because he could have died too. Oh.
Once again, I was like, man, this 84 seems pretty good. And it was the lowest roll.
If it ain't a 99, never feel good about it.
I mean, isn't the 95 like 50-50?
I rolled an
95
80.
is 50-50 if everybody is rolling on it. Actually, it's better than 50-50. It's 50-50 in like a 24-man setting or something like that.
I bet it's lower than 50-50 in 24 man.
Probably
Can't
lower
roll
than
it.
50-50.
98 is 50-50 in a 4-man or a 24-man.
The tactics rules. It's not 100%, it's 0%.
Also, I find it odd that you can't open the coffers in the instance in which you got it.
My greed of 83 on the what was that last, the belt did not work.
This is definitely the kind of thing that I could figure out by brute force more easily than I could figure out by applying statistics. Because there's a lot of math involved with trying to find the actual statistics. All right, go do your dog things or whatever.
It's probably melding.
I'm melding and buying pants. I don't want to hit and rage tonight.
you're melding in your pants.
I can't buy pants yet.
It drops off real steep.
Yikes.
Ah, 33.6% is 95.
Wow.
No, this is for a 24-man, right?
Yes.
Oh, I was like,
Where are you getting those numbers from?
Online. I just
Yep.
Googled it.
Oh, did someone come up with a calculator already to answer this exact question?
Yes.
But part of the joy is finding the answer yourself. At least,
With
this
people.
is the only thing that I ever use programming for anymore. Shit that doesn't matter. And Don Maku.
So anything under a 23 is pretty much guaranteed to fail, right?
Yes. But again, it is always assuming that everybody's rolling on it, so
Well, yeah.
just actually almost always not true.
that's like when the rare minion drops or something.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, there are rare minions in 24 mans?
Yes. Yes. At least in the near ones there are.
I don't even have the regular minions.
Well, if you run them enough, you'll eventually get it because everyone, like, those are like 100% drop rate, and you can't roll on it if you've already won one.
Until people roll new characters and then get them up there.
Seems like a really long con for getting someone out of a minion.
You can roll on those coffers more than once, though. The glamour coffers.
The 2B coffers.
Yeah.
Although most people pass if they have it.
I think I did get the 2B coffer.
I'd be really disappointed if you never got that.
Although getting the cards is like almost impossible.
People can keep rolling on those because they're still useful.
Because yeah,
sell
they give
for
you
MGP.
MGP.
No, it's not that. Nobody cares about MGP. It's useful because you can spite other players. Obviously.
I mean, that too.
Like rolling need on a piece of gear and then desynthing it
Oh,
in front of
God.
everyone else.
I'm fucking retarded. I just melded something and I went to go meld the second thing and I instead pulled the first thing out and broke it.
Oh.
That
So
doesn't
like
like
in
the right order to do things then.
Oh, an expert? Oh, I have no shame decenting something in front of someone.
Oh yeah, no, I won't even. I'll like. Oh, I already have one of those. Hold on a second, guys.
We gotta break this down so I can roll on this one too. I still think that was really ridiculous that I couldn't do it that one time because I was caught in a cutscene or something, and then it bugged out.
Yeah, interesting bug. There's a good chance that almost nobody has noticed it.
Like, if you choose to desynth something when somebody else triggers the last boss cutscene, then you will be stuck being unable to desynth for the rest of the dungeon.
Unless that's by design, which, you know, going that in depth into that, sure, I'll take it.
I mean, that's probably what we would call, like, designed by apathy, where it's like, was this intentional? No. Are we going to fix it? No.
It's like, but what if we had infinite amounts of time? Still no.
Still no.
There is no chance that this will ever make it to the top of the queue.
That sounds like the meeting they had about doing All Saints Wake this year.
They're like, well, what are our options? We can let everybody work from home and not finish everything, or we can force everybody to come to the office, possibly get COVID, shut down the whole damn team when everybody gets sick.
I'm trying to remember what we need to do for positions on this one. Like, same 8-way positions as before. We're doing what was Kashi 2, like whatever Kashi M or something like that is the name of the strat for Towers 2 or Void Gate 2.
I mean, that
Which
sounds
is-
right.
What is it? Boss strats. It's the most recently linked thing. So, yeah, for that one, we're gonna use also those positions for the tank and healer positions. So, tanks and healers are going to be standing on the. You will have a DPS standing on your right, looking towards the boss. think that that's like, I don't know if there's anything else that we need to go over before the fight starts. Probably better to just get a pull in and then like go, oh yeah, and call things out mid-fight.
Or more likely, get 20 seconds into the fight and go, oh shit. That's fine.
1 second. All right. Out. Stand on the sword.
Sorry.
I stood on this shadow sword. This is a nasty damage down too.
Yeah.
Don't you not stack for that?
I was already operating one mechanic ahead. So I have to get to the south.
Oh, come on.
Stack on butt. One's out. One's out. Three's out. Stack on the butt again.
Did not move north fast enough.
Yeah, we gotta be pretty tightly stacked.
Somebody also dropped theirs a little north.
Tank goes first. Left hand. Left hand. Knockback. Orbs. I've got D or C, sorry.
Ooh, that's not correct.
You said D, so I started moving to D, and then you started moving to D.
Because you were not moving one on my screen.
Gotta have faith.
Well,
So
go south. Oops, I'm so dead. Oh, I tanked an orb. Oops.
Oh, I don't want to do this.
Nice backflip. Meteors. Maybe that'll do something.
Can someone remind me what the priorities are for healer stacks on that?
You should have your same buddies. And what is it? Kanata will take west or south.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's 4 dogs and 4 orbs, right? So the dog closest to D, whichever orb that is. If it's orange, I'll take it. If it's not, then I gotta do the one at A. Unless B is also. It
Well-
makes sense in my head.
How about this? Does this make sense? If it's east-west, then you'll be taking the orange orb that is closest to the south. If it's north-south, you'll be taking the orange orb that is closest to the west.
Huh?
Huh?
If the safe spot is on the east side or the west side, then we're going to be lined up north to south. So you'll take the one that's closest to the south. If the safe side is on the north or the south, then we'll have the safe spot's going to be east to west. So you'll take the one that's closest to the west. But you're only ever taking an orange orb.
I think this is easiest to come up with, just in my head, to pick an intercardinal, right? And then the other healer just gets the other intercardinal.
I think you mean Kanata takes the one on the west.
So in this case, it's going to be Kanata's 3 and Lotus's 1. But that's just what works in my head.
Or is there still confusion?
I think so.
Actually, I think maybe this is the reason why there's confusion, is
Because you're facing different directions from every.
depending on whether or not it's north, south, or east, west, you're going to go either left or right. But you're going to be going closest to a particular intercardinal,
I mean,
right?
I'm always trying to grab the one that's closest to north because I'm tanking on the north side, and I'm always going to try to grab the one that's closest to the D side.
Oh, you
because-
entirely do your own thing. I know. You guys figure out your own thing. I don't want to know about what you're doing.
All right, well then let's just say Lotus, grab whichever one's closest to the 2 marker. And the DPS are required to stack on you no matter where you're standing. So
We just follow the number.
that's why we have the enhanced visibility symbols.
Neither of us are lawless.
Is it the same stack partners as the first fight?
Yes.
Oof.
I'll be taking some chonky hits.
Kylie's might be in the way.
Yeah, that's a no bueno probably.
Just
Be on the
don't
western
stack with
side.
us.
Yeah. Oh, I'm flying.
Goes out.
Ow.
Nope, you had the stack one.
Wait, I had the stack one, but I was 1. Well, that's bad. That sounds like a death sentence.
Everyone out. Opposite side, say the west, sorry, east side. You gotta use cooldowns for that.
I had 2 cooldowns up.
One's out. One's out. One's out. Attack. Inside his hitbox. Back inside it.
Oh god, no. This is bad.
Kylie moves.
Alright. Just gonna take this one with cooldowns. Or I'll
Or
just
hit
get
one shot. Alright.
one shot. That's technically a thing
Damn
that can
it.
happen.
Placeholder got hit second.
Yeah, this means I'm winning, Tam.
I know. Well, you did upgrade 2 things, so.
Yeah.
Title concealed.
Plus, I'm not playing Samurai.
The sun's in your eyes. Your knees acting
The
up.
left hand.
Nice camping. Nah, it's okay.
Was it though?
Yeah.
Left hand. Can you rotate back to A? Knock back. So you'll take the first orb clockwise from me. So you're taking C. Well, I had faith.
Wait,
I said take the first orb clockwise from A. So A was taken, B was taken, so you go to C.
Not the
I just
south.
want to say that's completely separate from what we've done the past time.
North.
On the shadows. Off cooldowns.
Oh, 7,000 HP.
South one. Right hand. Handle your towers first and then go to this spot. Left hand.
Back.
Back. Nada, you don't want to be there.
Oops.
I have no healer with me and I must die.
What instantly, like, just jumped and killed me?
The
I'm
orbs?
guessing the orb.
Right, there's orbs. Oops.
Right.
Oh, yes, orbs. That's it.
You have to get in position for the orbs at the start of that and do anti-knockback so that you don't get knocked into a puddle. Alright, Tyler, let's talk about what are we going to do for orbs. Would you rather do it off tank takes the one at C if it's available?
So the way we were doing it before was that person who's tanking takes north or west. Person who's not takes east or south. Are we not doing that now?
So I never understood it that way. It might have just worked out that way, but the person who was tanking, and this was based off of the guide or whatever that I looked at, and this was, once again, completely arbitrary, so we can do it however we want, but it was tank takes the one at A or clockwise from A, the first one that shows up. I'm willing to change that to be
Well,
A. Oh, sorry, like the off tank takes C if it's available. Otherwise,
well,
We can
perhaps-
just do A or clockwise. Just we should actually say that beforehand, because that wasn't what we said last week.
like he said, different understandings, but like the off taking B or clockwise would be basically the same thing as you were talking about, right, Tyler?
Yes, except last week Carrot literally said I'm taking A or D. So
Right. So off taking B or C. B
the
or
problem is
clockwise.
when any two things that you call ahead of time can both be taken. So the question, like, if I was taking A or B, and both A and B are orange orbs, like, then we have to figure out between the other two who's going to take what. And it makes sense, honestly, for the off tank to take C if it's available, because you don't have to move.
Wait. Did you guys agree on something? It didn't sound like it to me.
I mean, like, I can just call it out. It's fine.
Well,
It'll be A if it's up, otherwise B, otherwise D. That'd be my priority order for taking orbs.
not in the center. Good luck, placeholder.
No, it's the one where anyway.
Oh!
Right. Now,
I had to finish that game.
very north side.
I will point out, due to the way the mechanic works, you might as well just say south.
Anecdotally, it seems like I'm safer over here. Which I understand is completely as random as anything.
Back on the butt.
Hey, it makes you feel stronger.
One's out. He's out. He's out. Back on the butt. Move. Tank things. Right hand. Left hand. knockback soon. Now. Orbs, first orbs. Taking one at A.
East or west?
Taking the one orb.
West.
I'll just take a billion. How about that?
No, I got that wrong.
I ride or die with my healer.
Oh, my bad, placeholder.
Thanks, Kanata. What that means is that one of us wasn't doing what they were supposed to do. Whoever our partner is.
Well, you probably want to get to the right side first. You don't want
Nope.
to just.
Trust my healer to the death.
Okay, alright. You.
I feel like this is just an alternate projection of Healers Adjust.
Wiggles. Stay on the shadow side.
Placeholder is dedicated to his craft.
Wait, don't do anything. Oh.
Shadow sides. North, then south. Tank things soon. Get out. How many big heals? Ah, shit.
Take the one shot. Woo! Last one.
Oh, I guess that means I did my job. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't actually have any enemies. Probably bad.
Okay.
You have a problem then.
Looks like it's tanks and healers first. So DPS get your spots. Left hand.
Yep.
That's awkward.
Oh,
There was a safe spot, technically.
Uh-huh. What saves us from this doom?
What?
the wall.
It's choosing your own way to exit this world. Emergency bio, isn't that what the pens are for?
Huh?
Nothing.
What's her for? Depends. I mean, I suppose it's better than the sock.
How does that even... No.
No, we are in a civilized society. We use buckets.
Thank
Bottles?
you. Yes, it's your Mountain Dew bottles, right?
Yeah, 2 liters have good volume. I'd say about 2 liters worth.
Alright, thanks for comment. Actually, if we're doing an emergency bio, we might as well just step out now.
2 a.m.
It's gotta be like, what, Nova Scotia or something? England?
Azores.
Greenland?
So I'm slightly salty.
No, I need to
One-shot 9.
Why?
I didn't use any potions thinking we were gonna wipe. And now my parse is going to be weaker than I want it to be. This is not okay. I still want to see those numbers though. You got them kind of.
Don't want to upload 9 and 10 together tonight?
Record, it's only midnight in Chile. Maybe there's different time zones. Easter Island? No. It's,
No, if they're in the very southern part of Chile, they are they'd only be 1 a.m.
well, 1:48, right?
Yeah. No, it'd be like 12:48.
But that's what I'm saying.
Like they'd have to be in.
Chile has 3 time zones.
No, it has, well,
Yeah, it does.
if you count Easter Island, yeah?
Maybe that's what it is.
Because Easter Island is like some hundreds of miles west of Chile.
Yeah, it's the first thing that comes up when you Google Chile time.
Oh,
There's 3 zones.
maybe they don't do daylight savings.
But we're in standard time right now. Oh wait, no, they're in daylight time. Oh.
I asked
And-
Google what time it is, and it says Chile summertime.
No, they do have
So-
daylight time. Oh.
I don't know. Anyway, doesn't matter. They had to leave. We're going back up into Party Finder.
I mean, if you look at like a time zone map of South America, it's pretty fucked.
Let's see. Can't say I've really paid attention to the time zone. Yeah, no, that doesn't make any sense. I'm gonna agree with that.
You looked at it? Like all of Argentina is -3, but Western Brazil, which is east of Argentina, is -4. And everything straight north of Argentina is -4. And part of Chile is -4, except for what would be the southernmost part, which is -3, even though it entirely falls within the -5 time zone normally.
I know South America is east of North America, but like, yeah, no, those don't make any sense.
Well, like Colombia, Ecuador, Peru, they're all -5, falling in line with the same one in the
Right.
US.
What the hell is Argentina doing?
I don't even
Argentina's like, yo guys,
what's
hold on
Chile
to my
doing?
hat.
And Chile is like, we're not being in the same time zone as Argentina. It's not happening.
Well, Chile is more correct than Argentina. Argentina is using Brazil time, right? Even though all of Argentina is like no part of Argentina is in the longitude that is in line with Brazil. Like the center of the -3 time zone is Rio de Janeiro.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
But whatever, time is an artificial construct. Who cares?
And it looks like Uruguay is just like, you know what? We're not going to do the same thing as Paraguay. Fuck those guys.
Hey, Garrett, how's it feel being a tank with the 73? And that bar is so short.
Yeah, rub it in.
Oh man, I don't know why they did that to tanks. It's lame, and healers, frankly.
Well, make it so it's like, oh, I'm losing 1,000 DPS by not playing optimally and by playing safer. Not a big deal.
But like the fights are easier.
There were some things that we had to account for that made it a little trickier. And sure, we could have just not, right? but it's safer to just heal everyone up anyway.
Did our healer dip?
Yeah, it's 2
You
a.m.
you missed our discussion about
We
the
had a-
ridiculousness of time zones.
We had a very long discussion.
Well, at least I learned something.
Look in random if you'd like the short picture version.
It is possible to be in Chile and to have the same time zone as the easternmost part of Brazil.
Even though you're directly south of New York City. Well,
Why do they do stupid stuff like that?
That's something. That's just a weird thing to get mad about.
Also, apparently they don't do daylight time or daylight time switching, which is the only way they could be 2 a.m. right now.
God, I don't even want to look at my parse.
you died, so
Oh, it's terrible. Oh my god. I died twice.
But you have a 99.3% active uptime.
Just imagine if I wouldn't have died.
yeah. I will say that the tail for optimizing Gunbreaker is pretty long, but I guess maybe that matters more in T. The tail for optimizing Healer was very short in comparison. Well, okay, that's fair. I was playing White Mage, so
There's
Forget
more
it.
lilies.
lilies make it easier.
Wait, no.
That's true.
Lilies were at level 70, not 80.
So wait,
Salenta had lilies.
He had lilies, but they didn't do anything.
the healer got mad and left because time zones?
No, it was 2 a.m. for him.
They have to work tomorrow.
Oh.
Unfortunate, isn't it?
I was thinking they were actually mad about something about time zones.
Oh, you sounded mad about time zones because you were like, "Why the fuck do they do shit like that?" I'm like, "Whoa!" Like, it's just
when
time
you mentioned the
zones, man.
Peru thing.
Sure.
The thing that gets me about stuff like that is it's like when I get upset about stuff like that, it's because like it's really nice when there's like simple rules that make sense and make things predictable, and then it's like, oh, now they just have this particular random reason that's idiosyncratic to them that means they need to distort the rules for them.
Mostly because people paid the money.
It's like a thing in most cases. I mean, I think a lot of times it's like, what are our neighbors doing, and what is most beneficial for business?
Because it is fair that like in the local sense they want to do what's convenient for them.
I mean, just as an example, all of China, which spans 5 time zones in terms of longitude, all of China is a single time zone.
Which actually doesn't really make sense, but from an institutional perspective, they decided it was easier, probably.
They're like, no, we're just kind of opting out of this whole time zone business. Like, we'll set our clocks to whatever time the time is in the capital. Done. If y'all want to carve up your country into little blocks, then, have at. But
And I'm not gonna lie, like every time I think about something like time zones, I realize like, wait, no, stop. No, just don't do that. Don't think about this. This is a rabbit hole. You know it's a rabbit hole.
Now you want to get really annoyed? Check that 0.5 time zone difference up there around Newfoundland.
Oh no. I'm thinking from like a programming perspective. Like this is one of these infamous problems in programming where it's like, oh, you think this is easy, huh? Here, let me go and explain for 20 minutes how every step along the way gets 10 times more complicated. And it's just like your mind's already melting like 5 minutes into the speech.
As I can tell, the only countries that split into multiple time zones within the same country are US, Canada, Mexico, Chile, which we just mentioned, and Russia. Every
Uh-huh.
other country seems to only have a single time zone.
Well, a lot of countries are only
Sorry,
big
Australia.
enough for like one time zone.
Actually, I guess Mongolia also. So Australia and Mongolia. So that's like, what, 5 countries? I mean, most countries, I mean, you're right, aren't... There are a few countries that are large enough in terms of just like land size, but
Brazil
even
has
ones that
2.
are...
Is all of Europe in one time zone?
No.
No,
No.
Brazil has 2 time zones.
So UK and Portugal
Portugal
have
and
their
UK.
own time zone. And then most of Western Europe has its own time zone. And then Eastern Europe and Finland. And
And we are absolutely not counting French Guinea as French.
no, I'm talking about only things that are connected
Yeah.
physically, geographically.
Does India not have more than one?
Seems that all of India is plus 5.5. They just split the difference.
So here's a debate. In sci-fi, when they talk about Earth Standard Time, which time zone is Earth Standard?
Which GMT?
Yeah. I mean, I would presume. That's a reasonable. It's also reasonable from any outside of a planet's perspective.
Speaking of which, I think the new episode of The Expanse comes out in an hour.
I'm so behind on that.
Is that the
Like a
really,
season and a
really
half.
accurate show? Like not
Semi-accurate?
really accurate, but like pretty accurate.
It's considered
Yeah.
speculative fiction versus science
They
fiction.
Yeah, they do really good on Newtonian physics and combat, and the only area they kind of go sci-fi, aside from the big spoiler plot point
So
that
don't say it.
that drives the later point of it, is what's called the Epstein drive. And the Epstein drive is basically a refined fusion drive that allows them to go at a minor fraction of the speed of light. So instead of a trip between Earth and Mars taking a year at its closest point, it's a couple weeks at the farthest point of separation. But that's the only sci-fi thing besides spoilers.
I think if there's one thing that I think everybody who is into sci-fi can agree on, it's that space is too big. Like
Big to make an interesting plot.
like even the most advanced theoretical things that we can come up with right now are just like, no, even the most crazy things that are just barely plausible are just still too slow.
Yeah, I mean, probably the most out there thing is just how busy space is in that show and books.
What, you mean you don't run into people all the time and like stop off at the
I mean, unless you're like next to a planet, you should run into like literally nobody unless they're looking for you.
Well, I think
you
they've.
should and you shouldn't. There are like trade lanes, which
I was gonna
makes sense.
say, yeah, they set up like a different type of commerce that's happening between like Earth and Mars and the moon
Okay.
and the belt, and the asteroid belt, and
But-
like there's a lot of, yeah. I don't know that it's weird that it's weird when they're out in the middle of nowhere running into people, but I think in
Yes.
between those areas, obviously.
Yes, that's what I mean. Like, for example, in the first episode, the fact that the Canterbury stumbles upon plot point spoiler makes no sense because nothing else should be along that path that the Canterbury
But
takes.
that's the
except
point,
another-
right? It's not
except
supposed to
another
be out there.
Alphala.
That's not,
All right, all right,
Yeah.
whatever.
It's so good though. Such a good show.
Is this on some streaming service?
On Prime
Amazon
now.
Prime. Amazon Prime. First 2 seasons or 3 seasons? 3 seasons or 2 seasons? 3 seasons
I'm
was
going
on.
like 4.
Well, no, first 3 was on.
Oh, on
Sci-Fi.
Sci-Fi, yeah.
And then 4 was done by Amazon and released last December, and then 5 was released 2 weeks ago, but they're doing it where they release the first 3 episodes, and then they're doing 1 episode a week thereafter.
Welcome.
I like your name. It's a palindrome.
Yeah,
There,
you would,
that
wouldn't you,
is.
English professor?
Whatever. Look, it's cool. It's clever.
Konada.
So you never finished like season 3, Midori?
What is that on?
I finished the ones that were on the Sci-Fi Channel.
Prime. Okay, so you're on.
I didn't do the new season.
Oh,
You're on 4. Somewhere on
Yeah,
4.
I think I'm on like the second episode of 4.
a streaming service I do not have.
Add up fairly quickly when you start trying to subscribe to them all.
I
The only reason
think
why
it's
I have
on
two.
Netflix in Europe.
Only reason why I have Prime is because of the
Free 2-day shipping.
yeah. It was for Amazon, not for the streaming, and then they added it, and they're like free for Prime members. I'm like, okay, cool,
It's a smart play on their part.
yeah. I mean,
Pretty
like,
much.
bundle everything together that they have to offer. Konada. Ah.
I have Crunchyroll and Netflix. Those are the 2 I have.
Yeah, I'm curious how Crunchyroll's gonna pan out over the next couple years.
Poorly.
Yeah.
Like
I-
it's either going to go back to the status quo that was the Funimation VRV Crunchyroll partnership, or it's just going to burn.
Have you been following anything? Has something changed?
Crunchyroll got bought by Funimation.
Bought by Sony.
Well, bought by Sony as like a subsidiary of Funimation, I thought.
But the point is it's more consolidation, which should mean having more offerings, and or the services just get combined into one service. And like, okay, well now all of the if you had a Crunchyroll account, now you have a Funimation account, and one app, one platform, etc.
I mean, they basically had that when they had the Funimation Crunchyroll partnership.
What, back to piracy?
No, everything one platform. You just picked which platform you cared to watch it on. All of Funimation's shows were on Crunchyroll, and all of Crunchyroll's shows were on Funimation. It's just which one did you like better?
Well, let me just tell you that since they've been more and more fragmented, it's definitely back to piracy for me lately. Because,
Yeah.
like, I mean, we can complain about having to pay for, like, HBO Max and Hulu and Netflix and Amazon Prime, and like whatever. Just don't put anime on 4 different streaming platforms. Just let me have my niche thing.
Let's just bring back manga video and Anime Nation as a platform to add to the mix.
No, we need to talk about some stuff.
All right. Let's do 8 ways first. Q is east-west. Okay, and this is also your directions for towers when those come up, if you are not the first people with the tethers. Then for orbs, so we have orb partners. The DPS will just go to you. They already know which partner that you're on. I believe Kanata said that they'll take the orange orb that's closest to 3, which is to say most west or most south. Was that what you said? Alright, which means that you'll take the one that's closest to 1, north or east. Since we don't have a warrior on the 3rd tank thing, just need spam heals. And I don't think we need to discuss anything else. We're using the Kashi B strat for 2nd Void Gates. Let's see here, it was... They'll have that open in one of these tabs. I think Midori, for the Kachi towers, you were going to be on the north side with me.
Yes.
I don't know if people are pretending to stand in those positions for this right now.
Oh, I was looking at the diagram on Placeholder's computer.
Yeah, you'll be slightly north of B, actually. And Tam will be slightly south of B. And then you'll run towards 1. Yes, north of B, and then run towards 1.
One thing I forgot to check, the orb that comes out, what during all that, what am I supposed to be doing with that? I forgot.
I mean, you do everything that you always do for orbs, which is stack on your healer.
Okay.
I forget how we handle that mechanic.
Flail about wildly.
The shackled together one. Yeah.
Tanks or healers adjust. Tanks heals adjusting or DPS adjusting for which one?
Guess we'll find out.
Get out. on the bot.
One's out.
Who's out? Who's out? Back on the bot. North. Goes first. Left hand. Left hand again. Knockback. First orbs. 1 and 8. One to south. Orbs are up. Another one.
South.
On the squiggles. Shadow side. Get on the not shadow side, so south. Big heals on this next one. For now. Can I get a physical, whatever, addle?
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah, I actually did that earlier too. I totally forgot that was a thing.
First void gates. On tanks and healers first, so DPS get more spots.
That wasn't never.
Left side. clockwise one. Resolve your towers first. And then get to your correct shadow position. It's right hand. Swing back to A, please. Drop these out and then get ready for anti-knockback. Anti-knockback, not yet, but as soon as you use the sword away. Now. I got the 1 and 2.
Oh,
No worries, just reposition. Get on the shadow. Shadow side first. Alright, other side. Tackle the part. Tanks and healers north. Alright. I'll get the orb north. Oops. Wow. The light ran out of seconds. Did not mean to hit full light in the first place. Run out.
I was too slow anyway. Whatever. Doesn't matter.
Drop
Oh,
this
boy.
out.
Okay.
I was supposed to be tanking, and that's why I was running towards the wrong spot, and then I ran towards the other wrong spot. Messed up forever, so blame 90% of that on me.
Nice.
Oh, wait, we did.
That could be.
I didn't pick up my game.
I mean,
we're like super dead.
we didn't do the mechanic correctly in the first place, so that's not gonna help.
That's true. You're super dead.
Those inner
Plus, I
cardinal
got
ones, you could drag a
distracted.
little further. If those are supposed to be our standing markers.
Further.
The 1, 2, 3, and 4, are those supposed to be our standing markers for that last phase?
No,
No. What are they for?
they're cardinals.
Oh. Oh. If you move them out a little further, you can use them as markers for that phase.
So wait,
If you
I
move
can't
this
see
3
the-
out
I-
here.
could you just send me a screenshot or whatever of the raid from Kanata stream? How do I know where to move them?
Of what? Of that phase?
Kanata, do you have a screenshot, or do you have a cap of that?
Yeah.
Can you just show me one where all the void gates are out?
Let me find it.
The important thing, right, is that you want to have your back to the edge of the circle. Like, if this C is where the puddle is, you just want to be like this, right?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, all you have to do is shift these things out to where I am here on each inner cardinal, and then you can just...
No, we should. We should. I'm just saying, like, it's not like it's very precise.
No, I mean, the circles are pretty large. It's just I was up where the marker is, and my guy was not in my tower.
You don't
Sure,
want to
so-
be standing on the tower, you want to be standing in front of it.
Yes.
Because they're the shadows that like in all the animes, they appear right behind you.
Kanata, I can't get your stream to work. It's all black to me.
Oh.
Can you just
That-
get a screenshot?
That's the one where we pop our bogs, run into our cardinals, and then do our split to the intercardinals after the cardinals resolve, right?
No. If you're running into your bog, your next step should be your inner cardinal spot to have your shadow do the nothing personal thing.
Oh.
Then you go
Huh.
to your cardinal spot after your shadow teleports, which would be a
Okay.
clockwise rotation.
Well,
Okay.
no. For DPS.
For DPS, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Tanks and healers are staying where they are.
Fair.
I hate your UI.
You say that every time you look at a stream.
I
Yes.
turned off the map this time, okay?
Yeah, but I don't see how you can't see anything that's important because you've just moved like all of your buttons and this giant party list to cover everything except for your character.
Yeah,
Ah.
that's intentional.
all right. You do you. I'm just gonna complain every time. Anyway, if you stand on the marker here and you face inward, it should drop it in the tower. They were not that far off from the puddles, but I will acquiesce to your request and move it 2 yalms.
Thanks. Also, I wung incorrectly, mind you. That phase with the blue tether's the first one. So we're just splitting north and south, and then what were you rotating clockwise for the orbs, Kanata? How did you make the call to go that way? Is it just because it's you're favoring west still?
Yeah, the orbs, I believe, were west and something else, so I just went to west and east? Okay. So I just went to my west orb.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I didn't even understand what you were asking, Furiel. Yeah. It's still tanks and healers doing whatever the priority system they were doing before for the other ones, and DPS just runs to whoever.
We run to the person that we need to run to.
That's why you have markers over your heads.
Right, that would be the opposite of what you just said.
Wait. If he's talking about the last shackle, isn't that in the last phase when we have shackles? But I guess we don't get shackles in that phase. Never mind.
We're trying to
There-
make it.
There are 2 shackles. There's shackled together and then shackled apart. First one is shackled apart. That's the one where we split healers and tanks north. Second one is shackled together. That's where you have to have a buddy. It's one of those like you and the person you hate are tethered together at the ankle, and if you get more than 5 feet apart, the collar around your neck explodes. I'm pretty sure that was a movie.
Is that the one when we were dying?
We didn't get there this time.
Okay, so maybe we haven't decided. So
Right, we have not technically gotten there yet. We're still trying to get the second set of void gates. And part of that requires people to be
I got a
alive.
phone call.
So, do you have an opinion, Furiel, as to which one's easier? For the group, not just for you, but
We usually do tanks, healers, with us, so let's just do that. But we don't know what that means, by the way.
Just act like you've been there, Kanata. Do whatever he does.
Smile and nod.
Smile and nod. Alright,
Thanks, Hilly. Everyone's on board. Let's go.
let's go. I guess.
This just means it's going to be your fault whenever we wipe, right?
Oh, we're good with that. Yeah,
that
Let's
sounds
stay in the
good,
tower.
yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep, that sounds good. Right. we get tethered to a random person, right? Then we just go find them. Okay, that makes sense. Yep.
Well, you don't need to worry about that because we've never wiped to that.
We have a 100% success rate.
No, we have a 0%
we have
failure.
sure.
Both are true at the same time. The empty set is the all set.
We didn't say ready.
Tyweed still.
Is that a phone call, I think? Okay, I can have 1 foot in the death box. Okay.
I'm not gonna lie though, that was awkwardly long breaks. You know, I mean, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, "Geez, guys." That's not a good first impression.
But when you gotta go, nature calls.
Yep. Or yells.
Sometimes.
Are we still trying to do Fridays?
Until Blue Mage stuff comes out. Or
At
until
least-
we clear.
Yeah.
One or the other, whichever comes first.
You free Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays? We've had a different healer. We don't like PF either. Different healer every week.
I think that the only requirement that you have not met is that we have not talked to you out loud. Oh. That makes it difficult.
Sorry, his character's a little too big anyway.
Wow.
This is the kind of racism that law face all the time, just in the other direction.
He's half the mass of our entire party.
It's not okay.
I think
Are you sure about half? I mean,
so. Like Lalafels are just the right size so that they could Voltron together and form a Rogadin. You know, one Lalafell for each leg and arm, one for the body, and one for the head.
I mean, we still wouldn't have the same mass, but yeah.
No, no. It's what the exoskeleton's for. No, it's customary to call your contractors at 11:30 p.m. on December 29th.
Seems reasonable.
I mean, if he's got an event he's gonna do tomorrow, maybe.
Why
are you
people setting up an event at 11:30 at night?
You've never set up an event before.
Yeah. What kind of
Like-
event is like done setting up at like, you know, end of work hours? What?
End of work
Like,
hours was still 5 hours ago. What have they been doing?
Well, work hours are different when you're in the convention space.
You never done the, oh, well, the sun's coming up and the event's gonna start in like 2 hours. I guess I'm just not going to bed.
I've definitely done the thing where it's like, okay, we're gonna all-nighter this, and then once the event started, then I can get some sleep because it'll run itself.
Until it doesn't.
People usually figure stuff out if they know that they need to decide themselves. The important thing is letting them decide.
Then how are you rating tonight?
It's New Year's.
He said New Year.
Oh, it's
Tam, keep up.
that's Thursday.
So a lot of people, just breaking it to you, get this week off or take this week off.
Are you in Australia?
Mind blown.
What's that like?
Sorry, placeholder.
I wouldn't know.
Maybe one of these days you can get a real job.
Damn. I thought I
Sad,
finally had one.
sad 5.
Sounds like you work at a startup. I'm not gonna lie.
No, they're pretty well established.
Then what's happening with your vacation days, man?
I had saved them up to use them for a wedding in California, but then that got canceled, so I didn't take a vacation.
Well, then you should still have your days.
I do, but it was too late to request them off, because if you want to take off time at the end of December, you got to put them in 3 years ago.
Sounds like a real crap sack of a workplace.
You know, managers take priority on that. There have to be a certain amount of people still at the office.
No, actually, when there's a certain number of people who are like, we're all taking off at the same time, it's like, how about just nobody show up? Because we're not going to get anything done anyway.
When
So
my
please-
bosses aren't there, it's basically like being on vacation anyway.
You bust out your Switch.
Nah, but I just don't do a whole lot of work unless I have to. Like, I'll work on some
Like,
budgeting stuff.
Super active in the Genshin Discord. It's because
It's because I'm doing a very delicate calibration with thermocouple wires, alright? They have sensitive stabilization times.
You're
You're just
Yeah.
compiling, you know.
compiling
Yeah.
your wires. You're
There you go.
exposed like 20 amp wires.
It's a placeholder. Do you have to work Thursday or Friday?
Rock up.
Yes, Thursday, not Friday, I don't think.
Oh. Well, at least you get Friday off.
Yeah, that's woo.
Oh, yeah, there we go. I don't know why they're calling me at 11:30 at night, but you know.
wondering that also.
What do you mean you don't know? They didn't tell you on the phone?
I'm like, that would be
Oh,
the first thing
no,
that I
no, no.
asked them.
3.
Well, no, I know what they are calling about. I don't know why they think I would be doing a damn thing with it at 11:30 at night.
You just put your phone on silent and be like, sorry, Couldn't get a hold of me.
Oh,
Leave a
yeah.
voice
I
message.
was sleeping like humans do at 11:30. That's an easy excuse.
No,
But
know-
I found out that once again they want me to change information back to something that it was before for a public IP for a group. But yeah, fun stuff.
Took a long time for them to say that.
Seems like a long time to us.
Wow. Okay.
The wall there.
Seaside.
Yeah, just stay at the start.
Out.
I like this. I'm slow.
D-side.
One thing I've not gotten really used to yet, which is adjusting for weird boss mechanics that throw everything off for the whole rest of the fight.
Ready to drop your puddle. By that I mean your shadow. One's out. Do you get a little more on the butt if you don't mind?
Oh yes, please.
He's out. He's out. Yeah, we try to stack on the back side of it, not right.
So it makes this part easier.
My tank. Well, I mean, I'm dead
Oh, you're
now.
still dead anyway. Awkward. You could just take this. Yeah, this is fine.
Left hand. Left hand again. Back,
Knock
back.
back.
I got put in the spot.
You got the C. North or south?
You want it back for the upcoming stuff, Garrett?
North.
Get the one on the far side. I fucking hate this mechanic. I think we need to free shield for that. Those orbs.
Did you get hit by 2?
No. Get on the shadow side. Get on the shadow side. You're going to take this. Ready to run out. Big heals on Tylee. Cat my Aurora. How about that? Tanks and healers first, DPS get to your spots. Left hand. Everyone move clockwise.
Come back over here, Meg. Okay. Good.
Do the towers first and then move. Left hand. He's out. Ready for anti-knockback.
Ooh, that's
Watch where the orbs are. Take the one at one. Knockback now.
Hunter or take it.
Why did those orbs do so much damage?
Oh, one was dead.
North south. Rotate. Do the first explosion. First circles first. Then do your orbs. I'll get the C orb. Got the next tank stack thing, whatever, humble smash. Get out. Pitchfork first.
Ooh, that's not good.
He's up.
Copy, guys.
What killed me?
No. I'm supposed to be down here.
Oh wait, I'm with you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
We're dead. You go to the
Oh,
nearest
right.
corner.
Oops.
Konada is going. Hang on a second. Let me go to. That.
You don't
Yeah.
move with your initial partner. That's the whole point.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah,
You
so
go
you're
to
gonna
the
be
nearest
west.
corner.
You're gonna be on South D, and then you're going to run to 3
Right. That
and
makes
drop your
sense.
puddle behind you.
Also, don't forget to face in.
And also, the reason I was not stacking with you for the orbs before is because I was late hitting arms flank.
Oh,
Or early. I've done both. Not intentional.
and then placeholder beautifully stacked on top of you. I was like, okay.
Ready to run out? A side. Ready to run out. Back on the booty. A little further south, please. Route. Everybody stack. You guess first. Right hand. Right hand. Knockback.
Can't hit that fast.
First orbs. Copy.
East west.
Nothing on orb.
Yes.
Stand on my body.
Gotta cast.
Away from the shadow. Away from the shadow. Turn out. Any big heals? Tanks can go to their spots first. Right side.
Upset.
Get in. Alright, rotate one. Finish this tower first before you move. Right hand. Everyone in. Drop the fogs. Get ready to use anti-knockbacks. Watch for the orb location first. Knockback now. Get out the 1 and 2. Okay, away from the shadow. Tank swap so you can take the next one. Oh wait, never mind, I got the next one. Back over part. North south split. Got the 1 and D.
How did we?
I think it's good. Good.
Get ready to get out. Get out.
be your bog positions.
Do the Giga Slash thing first. Yep,
I'm gonna die.
Oh, we're all gonna die.
Yeah,
you're-
definitely.
I'll stand at the tower.
I screwed up.
But
close.
From there, it's another clockwise turn, right? After we drop our puddles underneath us.
Yep. You go, and then you stand in the middle towers, and then you turn again, and you take the intercardinal towers.
so DPS go do 2 clockwise rotations, and healers tanks do counterclockwise then clockwise.
Yes. There's zigging and zagging.
Also, I have no idea what actually killed us there, Connor.
The orbs were at A and B, and didn't split correctly. The DPS healer orbs.
Oh no, I took 999, so something wrong. Try to two or something.
Sounds like a magic bomb. Away from the shadow. Get out. South side. Stack on the butt. Stack on the butt. One's out. One's out. He's out. Stay where you are. Same thing. I hate when it does tank to tanks right in the middle of my rip tear gouge combo. Like, button. Right hand. Left hand. Combat. Where I'm at. Could I bother you for some big shields for this next war?
East west. West.
Well, thank you, Midori. You saved a life. Didn't have to do that again.
Anything for you.
One side. So on the shadow. Out. And then I'll need big heals. No. I hit that too soon. Well, more like I hit that when I was trying to hit nothing but that. Goodbye, cool wolf.
Yeah.
I'm all alone.
Hello didn't look right.
That's because
Somebody was dead and the things were screwed up.
Oh, we walled it.
Get
it's
in.
Not really. There's not enough time with it. What are you doing?
Now we're all dead.
Apparently, you can fail a tower because we did last poll.
It's
Can't get a
if
certain
you
amount of
fail
stacks.
too many towers. I think it's like
Oh, like probably 3 because it's called thrice come whatever.
Either way, that was a pretty salvageable situation.
a Burbio.
Probably gonna be last pull for me.
Last ball.
Last ball, let's do it.
Back up south. Anything. You guys first. Left hand. Right. Off back.
Knock this out. Alright.
By
That sounds great.
Shadefire? The,
Oh,
I
it's-
don't know.
We took a
Or-
purple wood.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I thought I heard Carrot say corner. My bad.
no, it's I'm really late calling them out because they spawn so damn late.
Last pull, last pull.
No, I gotta go.
Okay.
Well, thanks for coming.
Your name's still Rad.
Expert.
Yep.
I put it off to the last minute,
I'll do expert.
and I regretted it. I capped, but
But at what cost?
I think I had
Good night.
like 30 seconds left.
Wow.
That group is so slow.
I thought they made it so that it applies to. Oh no, or I guess if you're doing it at 4 a.m. for the tombstone reset instead of the expert reset. Yeah.
Yeah, they're different. Like ideally, I would do expert right after reset.
Yeah, like they made it so that I thought they had said that they made it so that the roulette period that it applies to will be the one that you entered for. But I guess that wouldn't matter for the tombstones in that case.
Yeah.
I don't know how to play this class.
Why are you playing it?
I need the gear. That's so sad.
Why?
Because
You believe,
'Cause I'm wearing 475 gear.
believe in the glorious Nippon steel.
the gear will teach you how to play.
Yeah. It doesn't do that? I thought I did that.
That's how Astro works. Believe in the heart of the cards.
I got stuff to do, so I'm gonna head out.
Good night.
But I definitely want to farm crystals in you guys' world at some point. I've got this other game that I have to do stuff in.
Wait, that thing can move? I didn't know the rock could move.
Isn't that being piloted by a Sprigan?
Yes. The son of Ziggy, who was a boss in a previous dungeon.
Anti-Tower, also owned by Matoya.
Oh, right. Had not made that connection.
This is owned by Matilda? Oh, it's just her, like, adventure area.
It doesn't read quests. Or do them.
What was that noise?
It's the reluctant agreement. Skedaddle. Bye.
Aw,
3. Oh, you know the center there where there's not actually a red mark? Yeah, that's not safe. Don't ask me how I know.
So I've never really been a big fan of pears my whole life. And I got a box, one of these super fancy box gifts from my mother for Christmas because that's what she does.
Harry and David's.
Yep. Wait.
Yeah.
Thing? Everybody
Yeah.
knows this?
Hmm.
Yes. So my aunt and uncle send them to everyone every year because fruit is the traditional Christmas gift of the rich, and they would like everyone to think they're rich.
I mean, on some level, that kind of makes sense, but
They are
like,
expensive pears.
yeah.
They're expensive pears, but pears are also the cheapest fruit Harry and David does, as I recall.
If you don't want them, I will gladly take them off your hands.
I mean, I'm eating them like one a day, but like, I bit into the one today, and it was so like perfectly right. Like, I want to say like a tablespoon of juice just like spewed out of it, and I was just like, "What the hell?" Because like I've been eating them up. I've already eaten like 3 or 4 of them, and the other ones were, they were getting riper and riper. But the one today was just like, oh my gosh, like it like melted, and I had to like go change my pants because it just
Ours came and they were already squishy.
Sounds delicious.
good.
They're
I've never liked pears, like I said, as a kid, but my taste changed, and I like new things, so I was totally down to try it. I don't think it's my favorite thing ever, but I'm certainly going to eat them. But no, it's just funny because I kind of assumed that they kind of stayed more or less like maybe a little bit softer than an apple, but no, it just like melted today.
You leave them out?
I did initially. I put them in the fridge today.
You're supposed to leave them out.
Mm-hmm. That's the best way.
The one wrapped in gold foil is supposed to be one of the prime ones from the crop.
That was totally what I was going to ask you about. That's the whole reason I brought this up in the first place. What What? So okay, so that's their prime thing. I was like, what is this? Why is this one wrap? Because there's no explanation. They don't explain anything.
What's the rich people tradition thing?
No, it's just they make sure that there's one prime crop one in every box when they send it out, and that one gets wrapped in foil, gold foil. Like it's supposed to be the best of the best, no blemishes,
Right.
no soft spots, nothing.
I mean, I'll be honest. Like these are really good pairs.
The other thing is the breed of pair they do is actually supposed to be a cooking pair.
The what?
Cooking pair.
No, it's before that.
Like they're not the kind that you would normally just munch on.
Oh, the other ones.
Yeah. Well, all the ones in the box. They're the kind that you normally cook with, like make a tart or something.
Because they're better than any other pair I ever had. I mean, that's certainly for sure.
Have you had apple pears?
I don't like. Well, I've not eaten a lot of pears because it's not a thing I particularly liked before. I just mean like of the ones that I have had though.
I think my main complaint about people not liking the fruit is they just didn't get the good kind. It's like you don't like mangoes? Well, in the US you can't really get a good mango. You don't like strawberries? You haven't had the ones that are like not the supermarket like flavorless like cardboard you buy.
I mean, not wrong, but like you can buy Rainier cherries in the supermarket in Washington State.
Yes, but they're not as good as certain ones. Like there's different grades of Rainiers. Like the Rainiers, the California Rainiers here, are actually kind of mediocre. I can see why people don't like them. They're kind of sour too. But like the Washington one from Price Market, dang, that's different.
I mean, it's like it's definitely a completely different fruit from what people call cherries. You know,
Right. The red old cherry. Yeah.
I mean, it's like assuming that Red Delicious is what all apples are like. What is this mechanic? No, I don't want to see this mechanic.
It doesn't matter. Just tank it. The stand there and DPS mechanic.
The problem though is like if you're not a connoisseur of the fruit, I don't know how I would pick it out. Like I don't know what these are, but they're really good. Like I had to put it down on a plate and cut it up with a knife and eat it with a fork because I couldn't hold it.
If it's that squishy, it actually means it's
Overripe.
It's a bit overripe, yeah.
Well, I was not expecting it to go from sort of firm to just like melting in like one day after 4 or 5 days of sitting there. So that's maybe my bad.
Yeah, I just don't like that breed for snacking because when they're uncooked, I find them to be grainy.
I kind of like that actually. What I don't like is, oh, how can I put this? It's hard to describe why you don't like a flavor, right? Sometimes. It, especially an unfamiliar flavor. There's just like, it's something weird about it. I don't know. I guess grainy is not a bad way to describe it.
Well, I mean like textureless grainy. But you'd be surprised how much pear juice you actually drink.
Is it like apple juice that's in everything?
Its pear juice is used as a filler in anything where apple would change the flavor.
And pear doesn't?
Pear is subtler and gets overpowered easier.
I mean, right? Like, I recognize apple juice in anything. You know,
But apple is cheaper.
yeah. But if there's like 5% apple juice in something, I'll taste it. Like, it's kind of a pet peeve of mine. Just because it's in so many things. Yeah, I guess I wouldn't be surprised that pear juice is, if nothing else, an alternate filler to apple juice.
Sugar water, basically?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think pears ended up becoming the general standard because lots of states don't let you freely import and export citrus anymore.
Even the juice, though?
Well, the fruit can have canker, which they don't want to infect the crops.
Right, but you juiced it.
The juice is fine, but I mean, like, back in the day, the Christmas fruit gift was traditionally oranges.
Oh.
What? That's weird.
Well, fruit was expensive, right? Because you couldn't keep it long, etc.
But yeah, not only was fruit expensive, but you could only grow oranges in the South. And you didn't have planes and like long haul trucks to move it.
Fast!
You was feeling bloodthirsty there. But yeah, actually, if you own an orange tree in Florida, just in your yard, you have to get it checked for canker every year. And if it develops it, they tear it out.
Wow.
I mean, I guess I don't live in one of these areas, so I haven't heard of it, but did not realize it was such a problem. Is canker like the equivalent of the fungus for bananas?
Kind of, basically. Yeah, it's treated the same way. But, I mean, it's actually not that big a deal, except in, like, the super packed, like, commercial orchard sense.
It doesn't, like, blight the land forever.
No, it's just that if it somehow let's say an animal grabs an orange and eats it, and then that orange had canker, and then they crap out the seeds onto the orchard.
Okay.
And it spreads.
Yeah, and then everything in the orchard is so close together that it spreads.
Right. So it's about mitigating the risk of it making it to the orchard.
Yes.
Once it makes it to the orchard, you just SOL basically.
You destroy the crop.
I mean,
And the other thing about orange trees is they don't produce every year. They start producing, depending on the kind, 3 to 5 years. They have a few good years, and then they don't really produce for like another up to 5.
that is another thing I did not know. Apple trees are definitely take a long time to get started. But
Yeah.
once they get started, they do produce every year. So.
Usually
Yeah.
you also have to have specially cultivated seeds for them as well, because the way apples are produced, the seeds that are in them are not necessarily the same breed. Like, you can buy some Red Delicious at the supermarket and go to plant the seeds, and the apples likely won't taste like Red Delicious when the tree grows.
Hold on. Nobody buys Red Delicious.
I mean, some people do. You think you're going to get Honey Crisps at Save-A-Lot?
In Washington, yeah.
Okay, I don't know. Pinch a Penny. Actually, Piggly Wiggly's actually a legitimate grocery store.
In Oklahoma. But I'll play Machinist. Machinist is different and fun. Also, you are not obligated to tank and heal, by the way. Well, you're not.
Well, I don't have a choice.
So I've pretty much wiped Ninja from muscle memory. Like, still a little bit, but yeah, whatever. It's not like this is hard.
No, it's not. I just like playing multiple classes. I admit that there is a bit of muscle memory that you lose whenever there's a.
Like, I know I still have some of it. It hasn't been that long, but once you commit to doing something else, like the ninja rotation is very specifically timed. Like, there is no leeway in it.
I found that they've moved sort of more in that format for every class. Like, no class really has true flexibility in terms of.
It does if you don't do the double full thrust without going on to steps 4 and 5.
Then you're basically
If you
saying
do
I'm not trying to do full damage, right? Like, you're giving up a lot, actually. Like, there's some classes where it's less important. I agree, Dragoon is probably one of those.
Ninja is super light, and there is only one real variation to it, and it's based on whether or not you have enough skill speed. And if you don't, you just move one global and shift the off globals around it.
What a good healer name.
It's Fluffle Butt. Like, Summoner is one of these weird classes, at least currently. I don't know if you've tried it recently, but that class is insane. It's like, it's so, like, long-term focused in the way this rotation works. Like, you get these bursts of freedom, so to speak, but it's like, you have, like, 8 seconds of freedom every 3 minutes. And if you screw up, like, you can actually be, like, crippling yourself for the whole fight. It's weird. Also, did you know that if you die in the second half of this fight, you have to redo all this shit? I found that out last week.
Huh. There's no halfway point?
Well, not in normal mode.
Ah. I guess it's not that different from Shiva.
I haven't seen it, but I'm assuming Gaia turns into Ultimacia for part 2 of 12.
He was standing on like the perfect spot. Oh. Nice.
意外といけるじゃない。
This is my favorite move that I don't actually know when it's good for. Flamethrower. Oh, you should bait that up this side.
Okay, whatever.
I guess not that it matters.
どうして欠けたクッキーなんて。思い出から私だけが消えていく。虫けらめ。
Does this bar actually do anything other than
Yes, if the crystal takes too much, so each time she breaks one, she knocks off like 15%. But if the crystal takes damage, it goes lower. So like it took 7% damage because the girls were beating on it, and then it takes another 15 when she smashes the platform from the bar.
あるか。そんなガイアの思い出がもう。
I have a feeling these combinations are going to be annoying as hell in Savage.
Oh, absolutely. And they're gonna be delayed. What if they're like double delayed? Oh, we don't have them there.
That is the correct choice when you're on that class.
That's pretty cool.
Best limit break.
Dancer, I like the dancer one.
What's the Titan doing? God.
Damage. Big damage.
And the bombs.
Oh yeah.
Also, I don't think the machinist LB oh shit, looks as good from actually the point of view of the machinist.
No, it definitely looks better from everybody else's. Because you can see it.
Like, I can't even see much.
Double Blackest Night. Nice. So it just repeats.
Oh, what do I want? Jeez.
The menu.
Oh, for gear for other classes. I mean. Let's go with chest. Oh, that's just a battle rolls. Ha! Suck it, Midori.
I'm only getting one piece a week, so I guess I won't get one this week.